In today's video we show you how you can activate the hotel mode on the new Samsung TV 2025 and what that does for you. Many TVs have a hotel mode. This is nothing more than a hidden menu where you can limit everything, i.e. the volume, the menu and much more. Actually intended for a hotel, i.e. that the guest can't change anything here. At the same time, however, you can also use it for older people so that they don't adjust anything on the TV. But as I said, it's actually intended for the hotel, otherwise the hotel would have to set all the values back to standard every time the guest is checked out. And today we'll show you how to get into this menu with Samsung and what you have to do to be able to change that. First of all, you definitely need the large remote control where all the buttons are on. With the small remote control that comes with it, it doesn't work. So get the large remote control. And on this there is the following key combination. Mute, 1, 1, 9, enter. At this speed, this window opens here, hospitality mode. And this is set to off, i.e. this is the hotel mode and it is currently switched off. You can activate this by tapping to the right and that is then on. Now let's take a look at the exact points. Power on channel, i.e. with which channel should the TV be started here. User defined, you can specify which channel, or the last saved. Then with which channel should it be started. Then you have the option digital or cable. Then the next point is power and volume. With which volume should it be started, with last saved. Or if you don't want that, you have the option to set it up, user defined. And there you can then limit the whole thing with what is minimum, what is maximum volume. And with which one should it be started. So you can even specify what is maximum, what is minimum. Power on source, with which source should the TV start. With HDMI source or with a TV source, i.e. with TV start or HDMI source. And power on option, here you also have the option, should it start with standby or with the last function. We go back and look at the next points. Menu and screen display. Here you can lock the menu. The display, so that you can't change anything here. Menu lock, you can even lock the menu itself. Menu display, so that nothing is displayed on the display. Then the channels, you can also lock them, so that they are no longer displayed on the TV. Panel, so panel button lock, you can even lock the buttons on the device. In case a TV has buttons, you can also lock them. And also limited menu display, that is also possible. So here you can really lock everything so that the guest can't change anything on the device itself. The next point is music mode. There you can also set a lot, but we can omit that. This is not important for our case, so that you can connect here. External sources. Here I have the option, if I plug in a USB stick, whether you get a notification, yes or no. So that you don't get a notification and the guest thinks the USB stick doesn't work at all. So I can set that here. USB pop-up screen. We go back. Then you can adjust the brightness here, i.e. brightness reduction. And cloning is an important point, i.e. I can adjust my device here. And then I clone these settings to a USB stick, go to the next TV and say clone USB to TV. And this TV takes over all settings from this TV. Of course, it only works when it's the same model. Otherwise, when there are different models, it doesn't work. To get out of the hotel mode again, you have to turn off the TV and then turn it back on. Then you have changed the hotel mode. If you have any questions about this tutorial, please post them in the comments. We would be very happy about a subscription and say thank you for watching and goodbye.